Good evening. Good evening. Happy Thursday. How you doing this evening? Once again, welcome back to another evening, another week, and another episode of Let's Talk Live with the International Mindset Maven. As you know, I am your host, Shayla Bryan. So Let's Talk focuses on how to get back dominion over your mind and your life. And how do we do this? We do this through conversations, dynamic teachings, as well as having guests on every other week basis that are going to come on board on this platform. They're going to share some wisdom, they're going to impart some knowledge, and they're going to let us know how they are doing on a day-to-day basis, how they're doing what's called life and keeping them living theirs on an optimal basis. So my mission and my vision, my goal entirely as I have these conversations every week is to help women become bold, courageous, and action takers to develop a winning mindset. So this is the whole entire reason why every single Thursday on season 2, I come on every week to have conversations, to drop some nuggets, right? To impart some wisdom, and to sometimes just have a dialogue one-on-one, because I know, just like myself, there was a point in my life that I felt stuck, that I felt anchored. I felt like I couldn't do anything, that I couldn't go one more day, and I had literally lost myself. So I know these conversations, and thank you for those who always send me back, feedback. And usually I get feedback in my, DM, so I get an email, and I'm always getting feedback. So thank you for those who always leave your comments as well. So what we're talking about tonight is managing your life issues, and maybe, just maybe, you can also eliminate them. So a few weeks back, we had conversations about what area in your life could be potentially causing you to feel stuck, right? I broke it down from social life. We already know that 2020 has been a very, very challenging a challenging year for many people. And also, we talked about whether it was relationship, right? We talked about whether it could be potentially working, right? Your job, your career. We also talked about whether or not it could be your spiritual life. Where in whatever area of your life are you experiencing challenges? Because whatever that area is what's keeping you anchored, stuck, and unable to move forward in the kingdom to do the work that you've been called to do. So we want to attack those areas, right? We want to be able to have some coping skills, some mechanisms in order to, be able to move forward, so that you don't allow 2021 to be a repeat of 2020. I don't know about you, but I don't want 2021 to be like 2020 for me. And I mean by that, being stuck, right? Feeling some sense of stagnation, or at some point not feeling like I was able to live everything every day, live the best of my abilities, to live out my life to the best of my potential. So tonight we're going to talk about the management, right? Management is something that I'm pretty good at. I'm grateful that God has given me what you call problem solving skills, management skills, administrative skills, and that's something that comes natural to me. All right. So it's something that I do very well. And I know that when I bring that to the marketplace, I bring value. So tonight, I'm just going to want to share with you, not for long. I want to talk about how do you manage your life issues and how to maybe eliminate some of them. Okay. So I know that life can seem sometimes that the challenges that life throws at you, man, they can seem like it just can knock you out, right? Knock you out, just knock you out of your game, knock the wind out of you, right? Because it's not easy. Life isn't easy for anybody. That's something that we all humankind have in common. I don't care if you're from Yale or jail. Life is not easy for anybody, but life can be a good, it can be good. Life can be good. It might not be easy, but it can be good. You can make life good. You can make life worthwhile. So there'll be challenges that can come in your life, whether it's in your work area, whether it's in your home, whether it's in your physical health, your mental health, your relationships. So when those areas get attacked, right, with a particular challenge, with a crisis, sometimes if you are stuck, you have to be able to develop and cope with that situation so that you don't go 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, and live in that same crisis, trauma, or challenge. And I'm gonna give you an example. I had a client a few years back who she was maybe in her mid 40s. Although she had an experience she had a car accident, right? She had a traumatic experience. I'm pretty sure for anybody who's had a car accident and it's been a pretty bad car accident, it could be traumatic. It can definitely cause you to really be stuck in that fear of could it happen again, where you don't want to drive, you don't want to get in a car, you just prefer to be home. So this particular client of mine, she had experienced a car crash about 10 years prior to her and I crossing paths and me coaching her. And let me tell you that even though it had been 10 years that she had that car accident, she was paralyzed emotionally, mentally. She wasn't physically paralyzed. She was fine. She walked away from that accident just fine. But she allowed herself to be paralyzed by the fear of the experience. Make sense? And when she went through her physical therapy and she was able to just, walk again and just do her everyday normal routine, everyday things, she really did, she just refused to get back in the vehicle. So her husband, she put the burden of herself and her husband to have to chauffeur her and drive her around and take her places, because for 10 years, she refused to drive a car, right? And it was such a beautiful experience to work with her for 90 days and help her cope with that crisis, cope with that experience that had happened already a decade prior. So let me tell you, let's face it, it can be difficult to also take on coping skills and mechanisms in order to just live your life on a day-to-day basis. And this day and age, more than ever before, where it's hard to really, live what you call an authentic life for many people, because we are in the era of technology where people have a lot of social media platforms and people can be who they want to be through social media. And a lot of women as well have this perception where they're comparing their current life situation to someone who is living a total different lifestyle, right? So it's like my mentor said, that you are comparing your beginning to someone's finished product, and that can already within itself be paralyzing. That could be an emotional paralysis, right? So I'm going to shed some light on the issue of how to manage and how to get some coping skills going so that you can then just take inventory of where you are in life. We talked about what arena in your life are you having, the sense of stagnation, so that way you can go there. Right? I talked about last week that you can borrow from an area of your life where you have happiness and joy. So if you are feeling great, you're feeling happy when it comes down to your relationship life, you can borrow from that joy and you can add some of that joy into your financial life. You can borrow some of that joy into your spiritual life. Because at the end of the day, you if you're not whole within yourself as a person, there will be areas of your life that will keep you feeling as if nothing is going right. And it could be a small part, but if that area of your life, you don't focus on that, to work on that, it can totally keep you in an area or in a space where you don't feel like anything is going or nothing is moving or nothing is working for you, right? So let's go into how do we get these coping skills going? How do we manage some of these life issues? Because if you don't take the time to begin to practice, right? That's with anything that you have to do in life. It takes an average of 21 days to get a human being to develop a new habit. So whatever it is that you have been doing up until now that is not working in whatever area of your life that's not working, then we're going to develop some coping mechanisms, some skills. We're going to develop some habits and practices and principles that you're going to have to do every single day, taking action every single day in order to get freedom, in order to have a breakthrough, right? So life can be demanding, right? I'm sure I'm a parent, I'm a parent of four. I have a corporate assignment. I have my ministry. I have a lot of projects. I do a lot of different things. I wear many hats. So sometimes life can be so challenging that I may also, like anyone, feel like I can't do something, or I don't have the time, or I just don't feel like doing it. right? So I manage all of these challenges by keeping what I would call it a journal. I would call it a calendar. I would call it a tracker. I mean, I can call it different things, and I'm pretty sure many women can have, relate to the different coping mechanisms that I'm talking about. But you have to have in writing what is it that you are doing every single day, or what is it that, or whatever the area of your life that you're feeling stuck in. Why do you feel stuck in that area? And now, what can we do to keep you from being there all the way into 2021? Okay, we need to take practice as habits, good practices as habits, because at the end of the day, you are the, what you call it, captain of your boat, right? You are the captain of the ship of your life, and wherever you're sailing in life, whoever you're allowing to be on that ship with you, that's going to journey through the rest of your, life on this earth. You are the one who's in control. So you have to be able to be willful to take the initiative for yourself, take accountability for yourself in order to make changes. Because I can tell you that change is constant. That is something that never ever ceases to take place. And I can tell you, I'm pretty sure this is a common saying. We all hear it all the time, that when life throws you lemons, you make lemonade, right? So I call myself the sugar in my lemonade. I am the sugar in my lemonade. I've made a commitment, I've made a decision, willful decision at that I was going to take initiative every single day. And I was going to make sure that I choose how I'm going to start my day, and I'm going to choose how I'm going to keep my attitude throughout my day. Make sense? So that means that I'm making conscious decisions to be the responsible party for every single area of my life. Whatever is working, whatever is not working, is still up to me. Correct? So when we talked about last couple of weeks as far as what area in your life that you were feeling stuck in, let's talk about how you can cope with those areas. Whatever this area of your life that you may be feeling stuck and stagnant, I can tell you this is one main, we're going to start it out with the one most important, and this is universal principle and practice that you can apply to your day every day. I don't care if you're having financial issues, if you're having relationship issues, if you're having financial issues. Let me tell you, this right here is the deal maker or deal breaker of your day. And that is to practice gratitude. Anybody that knows me knows when I'm asked how I'm doing, my response is always, I am grateful. I could be having one of those days where the wind has been knocked out of me, but I'm still grateful, right? So let me tell you that to cope, to manage some of your issues, if not all of your issues in life, the very, very first principle and practice that I really encourage you to take, and listen, prove me wrong. I've always told my clients when I'm teaching principles and when I'm sharing skills that they can develop in order to see the breakthrough in their life, I always say, challenging them by letting them know to prove me wrong. So do exactly what I'm saying to do. And within 21 days, tell me that it didn't work. I'll refund your money back if it doesn't work. But you have to be able to take this on as a daily practice. First of all, practice gratitude every single day, right? So this is ways to manage your daily issues. This is practices and ways in how you can either manage or eliminate the issues that you're having right now that's keeping you stagnant, that's keeping you stuck, that's keeping you sad, and that's holding you back from really fulfilling your God-given talents, purpose, and potential, and also living an optimal life. That means living life on your terms, living your best life. Okay? So the next principle that I want to encourage you to take inventory of in order to manage or eliminate some of your issues is to turn towards reality. Like, really get real with yourself. Okay? You have to get real with your situation, whatever that might be. Okay? Anybody can be whoever they want to be on social media. But once you hit that off button and you turn on your own personal life, if you don't like the life that you're living, you don't like what's going on in your personal life, that's up to you to fix. It's up to you to change. right? So we want to say, let's turn off, you know, being in the space of trying to be either a people pleaser or try to be someone who is really a follower. That's something that also I have learned over the years, that people don't even recognize when they're being a followers. They're the yes ma'am, the yes sir, right? So turn into your own reality of your own life. Tune into who you are, right? Tune into yourself. You have to take a little moment in the mirror and have a stare in your own personal face, like your own eyes. Stare into your eyes. You'll be amazed what you discover. I'm just going through some things that you can do to manage or eliminate life issues, okay? Because issues happen every single day, but it's how you manage them that's going to make the difference, okay? Most people turn away from reality. It's so easy to just make believe things. It's so easy to live in a space where you can just in your mind create whatever, but that's not the reality. So in order to cope with life, however challenging your life is, you have to tune into your own reality, right? Next one is embrace life as it is, not as you wish it to be. Embrace life as it is. I've always been asked about, being a single parent, just, my singleness in life. I am embracing my singleness journey. I am grateful. I am happy. I am embracing it. And what I'm doing is I'm purposely working, right? I'm doing the greatness that is in me. It is really what I'm focusing on working in order to make a difference in the lives of other women, to make a difference in the kingdom, and that God will be able to pair me up and align me in due season. But for now, I am embracing my life as it is. So I'm going to say you have to embrace your life as it is, because you cannot live a life that is imaginary, right? You can't. Because every day you wake up, you're going to wake up to some type of truth. And if it's not the one that you like, you have the power to change it. Let me be the first one to tell you, you have the power to change it. Next principle that we want to talk about to manage or eliminate your life issues, some of your issues, if not all, take your time with yourself. I have celebrated some of my friends' books. There's so many people who are, they don't launch their books, release their books. I'm so happy and congratulating them, but I'm also supporting by purchasing their book. I'm in the process and on my own writing journey, and I'm taking my time. I'm not in a hurry, because most of my great friends or my peers have already released their personal stories into the marketplace. Take your time. So how I manage taking my time with myself when it comes to the journey that I'm on, that can seem very similar and much a reflection of a lot of the women that I'm affiliated and connected to. It's a lot of women who I dearly respect and appreciate, who do the exact same things that I do. But let me tell you, and something I said last week, is nobody can do what I do. No one can do this like Shayla Bryan does it, right? Another one of the principles that I want to leave you with to manage and if not eliminate some of these issues that you have in your life right now is to discover yourself. Make it your business to discover yours. You don't even know some things. A lot of women I've come to learn, a lot of women don't even know what they like, right? You don't even know what you like. You think you like chocolate ice cream, and then you might go out of town, friends, and go to a different ice cream shop, and then you taste a different flavor and you realize, I didn't even know I like this, right? Something that simple. Discover yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like, personal issues or psychological, emotional issues come from comparison. That is an issue that a lot of women, particularly, I don't know if men really deal with this as well, but I can tell you that a lot of men deal with it. A lot of women deal with this. So take the time to discover you. Okay? Stay close to who you are. And not only that, but also become very aware of your emotions, become very aware of your feelings, and feel it. If it's a painful feeling, feel it. That's how you manage. Because a lot of times we're so in the busyness and they're going and going and going and going and moving that you want to work away the pain. You want to work away or get in the business of life to forget what you're going through. No, 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 no. That's not a healthy way to manage issues of life. Working it away, sleeping it away, drinking it away, sexing it away, praying it away. No, you have to feel what it is. Because once you get connected to what it is and you can feel that feeling of whatever that is causing you to feel stuck, to feel unhappy, to feel uncertain, you will be able to conquer it because you will know where it's coming from. You got to discover you. You got to discover that discomfort, that pain, right? Stay close to it and appreciate it. Understand where it's coming from. Just don't sit in it too long. That's what I don't want you to do. Don't sit in it too long. So accept success and accept failure as part of life journey. Let me tell you, up until maybe 5-7 years ago, I had a big issue with failing. I had a real big issue with failing. I don't know if anybody else has been there, but let me tell you, I had a problem. I had the biggest issue with failing. I could not see myself failing because I always thought that if I was able to do a thing, that if I put my mind to it, that I can do it. But then comes things in life that you just don't know what to do. You never done it before. You've never done it before. So you have to be willing to fail. That's how you manage problems. That's how you manage issues. You don't get it right. Make sense? You don't always get it right. I've made progress and I've grown and I've stretched as a mom and as a woman, as a leader, as an entrepreneur in every arena of my life. I grew and I stretched because I had to now, going from the person who did not like to fail, I had to now have this conversation with my son, who's an athlete. And anybody who knows my son knows my son is he's a beast when it comes to basketball. The kid does not like failing either. He doesn't like losing games. He doesn't like turnovers. We had to learn how to cope with failing at a game. Learn how to fail and embrace when he throw a pass and the pass then get to the peer, his playmate. So at the end of the day, once we got to the conversation that was just the sharpening tool that life uses to bring success. Come on, somebody. Failure is a tool that life uses to sharpen you to be successful. So you need to embrace also and accept failure for what it is. All right. Also, one other way that you can cope and manage life issues is tend to the relationships that you have with the people who are healthy in your life, who are contributors in your life, who are positive in your life. You can manage, emotional issues. I know for me, I've been that one to go to friend when it comes to a lot of the people that I know, right? I am that to go to person when it comes to relationships. I don't like giving relationship advice. I don't like to tell anybody to do and not to do with their relationship. But what happens is, because I am sound and I am wise, I believe that when it comes down to who I am, my relationship with myself and with God is already good, right? My relationship with God and my relationship with myself is good. I can promise you that. So therefore, I am able and I position myself to be a vessel for friends or colleagues or peers or just people who usually sends me messages in my direct message asking me for some type of wisdom and advice on what to do. And I always ask, let's just pray about it. And I will normally just say, well, what the word says about it. Or I will always say, just give me a moment, because this isn't something that I am really strong, the area of relationship. I'm not strong in that. I'm not ashamed to share that. But I don't believe that is my field. There's many relationship coach out here. There's people who have, certifications and degrees and they have the expertise, but I also have life. So life has taught me all type of relationships. The number one relationship has been with God. The second relationship has been with myself. And the third relationship has been with everybody else outside of me. So dedicate and also tend to those relationships to help you manage some of the issues that you may be going through, whatever whether it's financial, whether it's emotional, mental, career, whatever area in your life that you feel stuck in. I promise you, if you have healthy relationships, those can be the people that help you cope and help you also push past the challenges that you're experiencing. So another one that I know for me is a big one is setting leisure time away, setting time for me to have me time to help me cope. Let me tell you, this is one of the most powerful outside of gratitude. Leisure time, self time, you time, me time, God time, right? Let me tell you, if you set time aside for just you, I promise you, you can discover some solutions to about 95% of the stuff that you're going through in life. I am 100%. Prove me wrong. Take time for yourself. Get away from the business. You can eliminate a lot of your problems if you just take time for yourself. If you just take time to really dig deep in your own core, right? To seek God is something very important that we talked about last week. I had this very amazing, powerful Coach Q. She talked about meditation. And I encourage you to go to my YouTube page and also maybe revisit the videos in my video section here. But I'm telling you right now, meditation is permission that you give yourself to have time to connect to God. So that's what meditation helps you do. It helps you release a lot of the noises and the voices that are exterior, and it allows you to receive divine wisdom. It allows you to receive divine downloads if you take leisure time for yourself, right? Another one that it's a big one too. Do something every day that you enjoy. I mean, you can get rid of a lot of the stuff that you got going on in life if you just put you first. I don't know if you can see my shirt, but my shirt says, I am my priority. Right? This shirt, I got it from my coach, Dakisha Williams. You are going to have to put yourself first at some point, whether it is because, you are overwhelmed, because you feel like, you have been running crazy, trying to please everybody, do everything for everybody but yourself. That doesn't mean you're being selfish. It just means that you're being helpful, right? You're self-helping, rescuing yourself. Picture this for a second, right? For those people who have gotten on a plane before, if you have traveled before, think about the flight attendant. Right before the plane takes off, the flight attendant gives instructions. In the event of an emergency, God forbid, in the event of an emergency, and this plane has to land, or if something happens, they say when that mask drops, you put it on first, then you can help the person next to you. I want you to think about that for a second. In the event of an emergency, right? So what is your life emergency? What's going on in your life right now? What you're going through? You need to then put your own oxygen mask on. You need to take the time to first rescue yourself before you can rescue your children, your husband, your job, your coworkers, your church members, siblings. I don't care who it is. If you can't help you first, it is impossible to help anybody else. Okay? Now, one more thing that I'm going to leave you with. In order to manage or eliminate some of the issues you got going on in your life is don't overcommit yourself. Learn how to say no. My kid asked me a few years ago, one of my kids asked me, Mom, how do you say no in Spanish? I said, no is a universal word. I don't care what country you are in. No is no. So be able to say no. Learn how to say, no, I can't do that right now, or no, at this time it's not good for me, or just I don't feel like doing that. Just say no, right? I say no to my kids all the time. I don't know how many parents on the live with me tonight that listen. It just comes natural to say no. You don't get to eat that candy. No, you don't get to go here. No, you don't get to do that. And even as an adult, we get no's too. Right? I get no's very often. Believe it or not, I get told no a lot. So learn to say no for the sake of you being able to, first of all, not overcommit yourself, and then be able to prioritize you so that you can now understand where you can best fit in the areas of your life, whether it's your romance, whether it's your finance, whether it's your spiritual, whether it's your emotional, your familiar, your whatever area of your life that you need to be able to put energy, time, resource into. If that area is draining you, you need to take a step back. You need to be able to take a little bit of time to assess why that area is draining you, why it's taken away from you, so that way you can now be able to take inventory and now manage yourself accordingly. Okay? Manage yourself accordingly. It is important. It is important to set boundaries. That's right. Set boundaries and teach people how to treat you. Let me tell you, that is so powerful, Stacy. Thank you for sharing that. Very, very powerful. It is important to say no. It is important to have boundaries. It is also important for your own mental health and wellness to prioritize you. Understand where do you want to place yourself, and should you place yourself in that situation, in that position. So with that said, guys, today we talked about how can you develop coping mechanisms in order to manage life issues, in order to eliminate some of these issues that you brought onto yourself. A few weeks back, I also talked about, are you causing those life issues? Right? Ask yourself that question. Are you causing your own life issues? Because a lot of people are. It can be difficult to break some of those bad habits. But I guarantee you, if you replay this video and you go back and take notes of those principles, those coping skills that I literally left tonight, and 21 days, right? Take 21 days, because statistically, psychologically, and scientifically, it's been proven that it takes just 21 days. That's not a lot. It's not 21 years. It's 21 days to develop new habits. I started a brand new habit in the month of November, and I had some phenomenal people joining me, which was to do I am affirmations for 30 days. But I already know by the time we hit day 21, we're going to be some strong emotional and mental people. We're going to have this develop a mindset of winners, right? That even though challenges come, even though issues of life happen, because in life you're either in a problem, coming out of a problem, or about to walk into one. The reality is that is how you manage your emotions that will make the difference in how these issues either keep you going or keep you stuck. So with that said, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you tonight. I know you will see me again next week, Thursday, as we talk about week 5, right? Of Let's Talk About how to live life on your terms, right? How to get yourself in check, how to get yourself in order so that you can live your optimal life. My question to you is, do you know what life on your terms look like? Do you know, have you taken the time to envision your own personal life so that you know what you're pursuing? Because if you don't have a vision for yourself, you will more than likely buy into the vision other people have for you. And that alone, it is a straight out insult to God. So with that said, this is your host of your weekly Let's Talk Live, your international mindset maven. Thank you for joining me. Be blessed, and please feel free to definitely replay, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can get the weekly updates about every weekly topic that we are discussing. So thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday night and be blessed.